this week's video, I'm going to share with you how to do a men's undercut haircut. I'm going to show you all the steps and techniques you need to complete this haircut. Okay, I'm going to be using a number 3 guard on my clippers, and I'm going to start on the side and work my way around. Okay, I'm going to be combing the top and longer sections out of the way. You can use a clip if you need it. I'm just going to move his ear out of the way, and I'm going to start with the clippers by the ear, and I'm going to be working my way up. Okay, just position your client in whatever position you need. And you're going to be starting on the bottom, and you're just going to be using the clippers and going straight up. Okay, for the top section here, I'm going to go ahead and use a clip and clip this hair and clip it out of the way. Make sure it doesn't get in my path of the clippers. Okay, so to get these pieces above the parietal ridge up towards the top of the apex, be careful when I go up there because I don't want to get any of the long pieces in my clipper. Okay, so for these little pieces right here close to the part, I'm just going to do the clipper over my comb. And you're just going to take that comb and go in and keep it at the same length of everything else. And that helps give you more control over that section and get you right up close to the part. When I get to this back section right here, I'm going to also clip up the hair in that section so it doesn't become part of what I cut. So again, I'm going to start at the very nape of the neck and work my way up. You want to go over each section a couple of times to make sure that you get all of the hair and none of the pieces are left out. And just swivel your client and rotate their chair towards you as you're working your way around. At the very crown, I'm just going to be careful as I go over it with the clippers. Again, right here at this part of the crown, I'm going to use the clippers over comb to get that section. Okay, for this section, again, I'm going to use the clippers over comb. And you're just going to put your comb in and pull it up till it's even with the other sections, and then just run your clipper over that section. Okay, right here on the parting of his section, you can see how using the clipper over comb gets you a nice even line and separates those sections. Okay, when you're using your clippers, it's important to go from the bottom to the top in vertical sections. Use as an example of why you don't want to go sideways with your clippers, okay? So if you were to take a section like this and go sideways, okay, you can see by using the clippers and going sideways where it leaves these little lines in the haircut, like little steps, and it looks terrible. And so that's a good example of why it's important to use the clippers in vertical sections and not horizontally as you're doing your haircuts. Okay, so we're just going to remove those lines by using the clippers and going vertically. I'm going to go over those sections a couple of times, make sure we get those lines out. Okay, I'm going to tighten up the edges and do a little bit of a fade, and I'm using a number 2 on my clippers, and I'm just going to take that little handle and I'm going to push it down to make it a 2.5. Okay, and I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way about halfway up. And again, I'm just going to be kind of doing like a scooping motion like this with my hand. You don't have to be heavy-handed with the clippers. You don't want to hurt your client. Okay, so we're just tightening this fade up. When I get to the back, I'm going to have him put his chin down. And again, I'm going to start at the nape of the neck and going up towards the occipital. And when you use the handle and bump that a half of a size down, you get a seamless fade, and it blends really nicely. Okay, so now that we've done the back and the sides, we're going to do the top section, and I'm just going to spray it down with a little bit of water. Okay, so for the very top section, I'm going to take horizontal sections, and I'm going to go right down the middle. Okay, I'm going to comb this section up right here, and I'm going to hold my fingers at an angle because I want to take a diagonal section back, longer in the front, shorter in the back towards the crown. Okay, so we're going to comb this front section up. We're going to slide our fingers at an angle. I'm just going to cut it like that. And we're going to take that piece and combine it with the section behind it. And it's kind of like using a pattern to follow our guide. Okay, so we're going to connect those two. You can see the angle that I'm taking, and right here is the front piece. So I'm just going to connect that, and then I'm going to recomb that section and just continue working my way back. And then here at the back, you're going to just keep doing the same thing. You want to keep it long by the crown. If it gets too short, it'll stick up. So continue working our sections. We're going to combine those together so we can find our guide. And comb it over. You can see the little pieces peeking out, and that's your guide. So I'm going to take that section there. I'm going to hold my fingers in the same exact position. Okay, and I'm just going to continue taking those sections and combining them with the section behind it. All right, and again, you can see the guide. Just fold the hair over and you can see the guide right there. Okay, we're just going to do the same thing with what's left. Okay, so I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to swivel him the opposite way. I'm going to stand opposite of the sections I'm cutting. So I'm going to start where I left off. I'm going to go back down the middle. Okay, here we go. And then again, you fold it over, you see your guide, hold your fingers at an angle, and use that to connect the pieces. Okay. Okay, and this is the last section. So you see your guide. I'm just going to finish that up. Okay, perfect. Okay, we're done with that part. And if you see any little pieces sticking up that you might have missed with your clippers, you can go back and do the scissor over comb and that will protect you from cutting any areas that you don't mean to cut. And you can just refine it and trim up any little strays that might not have gotten in with the pieces that were cut before. Okay, so now we're just going to use the trimmers and we're going to go over the edges and tighten everything up. And I'm going to start right here at the ear. And I'm going to take the bottom of the sideburns up, and I'm going to use the ear as a guide, so it will help me on the other side to keep them even. Okay, after doing the side, I'm going to have him put his chin down, and I'm going to start at the very back at the nape of the neck, and I'm just going to square this off. And to square off your neckline, you just want to make sure that you keep your line really straight and the corners also straight and in a square shape. Just go ahead and fold the ear and bend it over and get it out of the way so that you can get behind it really good. Okay, again, I'm going to follow the guide I had on the other side so that the sideburns are even. I'm going to take the sideburn, I'm going to comb it back, and I'm just going to square it off just like that with the trimmer. And I'm just going to trim up his hairline in the front and square everything off. And again, combing that little pieces of hair forward by the hairline kind of gives it a layered effect where it's not too long on the edges. Okay, just like that. Okay, so if you're using your Cosmetology chart for your guide for cutting, on the very bottom section you can see it's dedicated to men. We've got the clipper guards with the fade right there. And right here shows you a diagram of how to do a men's fade. Okay. Also up here at the top you can see how to do triangular layers, and that's basically what I did for him on the very top. So you can use this as a guide to help you complete the same haircut that we're performing today. Okay, I'm going to be using the grooming cream by The Crew for my styling product, so I'm just going to use a little bit because a little bit goes a long ways. I'm just going to put that on my fingertips, and I'm going to run that through his hair. And you can just grab the ends and put it over the ends. This section right here at his crown, he has a cowlick and it likes to stick up, so I'm guiding it and trying to get it to lay down by combing it the other way. Okay, so for the very back section, I take my comb and I just comb it and try and get it to lay down flat and nice and smooth, okay? And for the very front, I like to see the comb line marks in the hair. So I'll comb it and then I'll run my fingers through it and style it and get it exactly where I want. Okay guys, that's all for now. Please leave me some love below by clicking like or leaving me a comment. If you have suggestions for videos you'd like to see in the future, please leave it in the comment box below. I'd love to hear from you. If this was your first time tuning in, welcome to Hair How To, where we do hairstyle tutorials step by step with easy to follow directions. If you'd like to see more Hair How To tutorials, please click on subscribe. And if you want to hang out, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course on my websites hairhowto.com and cosmetologycharts.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.